DC output waveform is expected from the rectifier circuit. The DC output waveform means it is a straight line, but half-wave rectifiers gives a output in the form of positive sinusoidal pulse. That means only during the positive half cycle of the power supply only we are getting a output. Hence, this output we call it as a pulsating DC. That means the half-wave rectifier is not going to produce a pure DC. It is producing a pulsating DC. See, now we can observe here the term is coming as pulsating. Pulsating means there is a AC content is present. So that means it is not the half-wave rectifier will not produce a pure DC power supply. So now I need to calculate how much percentage the half-wave rectifier will convert the AC power supply into DC power supply. So that will be explained. So now we can observe the load current is given in this half-wave rectifier circuit. If I consider the load current is IL, so the load current here we are supply is a sinusoidal, so that's why, so the maximum is Im sin omega t. Now we will get this current during the time period of 0 to pi. So just now I shown, so your output of waveform, this is omega t. So here we'll get an output current, so this is IL. So IL current will be obtained only during the positive half cycle. During the negative half cycle, 0. And once again, during the another positive half cycle, we'll get an output. So here the time is 0. This is pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. So now we can observe what you can able to understand from this waveform. So we'll get a load current from what time period to what time period? From 0 time period to pi time period. So this is a range 0 to pi within a omega t x-axis. I'll get this current. Whereas from pi to 2 pi, so this time period, the current is 0. This is indicated here. 0 pi to 2 pi within a time period of pi to 2 pi. Now, if I want to calculate what is Im, Im is nothing but, so what is the voltage? We know that according to Ohm's law, V is equals to IR. Now I want to calculate what is I means, we'll calculate it based on V by R formula. So V by R formula means what is the voltage drop across the load divided by load resistance. So the voltage drop across the load will be calculated as Vm, will be considered as Vm, whereas load resistance is RL. If I know the value of Vm divided by RL, I'll get the value of Im. So this is a way we can calculate the Im value of the half-wave rectifier circuit. So now if we proceed with further, so now I need to calculate some of the parameters in a half-wave rectifier. So the first mathematical parameter, I need to calculate something called as average or DC load current. So what is a current flows through the load? So DC load current, if I want to calculate, so DC current means will be represented with IDC. That is nothing but average current is nothing but IAV. So now we can observe if we want to calculate IDC. So we know that, so here we are considering your input is a AC power supply. So this is your AC power supply, and output current, this is with respect to current we are getting only during the positive half cycle. There is no current during the negative half cycle. So now, but when you go for analysis, your supply is complete cycle 0 to 0 pi 2 pi. So now I have to analyze for 0 to 2 pi. What is a load current? So now here you can observe we are using a formula to calculate that one. IDC is equals to 1 by 2 pi integration limit 0 to 2 pi. Then IL, here the x axis is omega t. So that's why here the variable element is the differentiation d omega t. Now, if you proceed, what is IL? So just now in the previous formula, we got that IL is nothing but Im sin omega t. Im sin omega t. So now we can observe this IL value is replaced with Im sin omega t, d omega t. Now here I am going to split the limit because I'm getting a current only during the limit from 0 to pi, and from pi to 2 pi there is no current. So that's why I need to split the what you call the limit of integration. So here in the next step 1 by 2 pi integration 0 to pi. So then Im sin omega t d omega t, and next limit is pi to 2 pi. So here pi to 2 pi there is no current. So there is no current means we will represent it as 0 d omega t. So now we can observe what happens. So this term will becomes 0. This part will become 0. Then we'll left with, so now here you can observe, I will take this Im part in this equation, Im no, this Im I will take to outside the integration limit. So then I will get an equation like Im by 2 pi integration 0 to pi sin omega t d omega t. So this is a equation I will get. Then if I proceed with further simplification, I have to do the integration of sin omega t. Then I have to substitute the limit. So what result equation you'll get? I'll show now. So now we can observe. So here, so this equation, if I do the integration of sin omega t is nothing but minus cos omega t. Integration of sin omega t is minus cos omega t. Then we'll have a limit is 0 to pi. So if I substitute these limit, first is, so I'll take this minus to outside. So that's why it become minus Im by 2 pi. And if I substitute the upper limit is pi. So that is nothing but cos pi minus another value, lower limit is 0. So that is cos 0. So the cos pi value is minus 1. We know that cos 120 is minus 1. Cos 0 value is 1. So here it has a minus term. That's why it is minus 1. So minus 1 and minus 1, it will become minus 2. So here you can observe we'll have a value of minus 2. So outside is minus Im by 2 pi is there. Minus and minus, if I multiply, it will become plus. So then we'll get 2 Im by 2 pi this step. Then 2 will get cancelled. Once 2 get cancelled, we'll get an equation for IDC is Im by pi. So this is the equation for half-wave rectifier. The DC current or load current, average DC current of half-wave rectifier is IDC is equals to Im by pi. So next we proceed with calculating some other parameters. See, these parameters are necessary to calculate what is the efficiency of rectifier circuit, because how much it is going to convert from AC supply to DC power supply. So now if I proceed with calculating the next parameter, that is average DC load voltage, that is output voltage. So now we can observe second parameter is average DC load voltage, VDC. So now you know that according to Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R. So now here this is a first equation. If you observe in the first equation, so here VDC is nothing but IDC into RL. Previously we got IDC. IDC is nothing but what? Im by pi. So that is substituted here. IDC is replaced by Im by pi. Then RL will be remain same. So after that, we'll go for further substitution. So now we can observe, we know that Im is nothing but Vm by RL. In the previous equation only it is shown. So that value is substituted here. So this Im is replaced by Im by Vm by RL. Now once you substitute, so we'll get this equation. So what we'll get? Vm by RL divided by pi. So here what happens? RL and RL get cancelled. Once RL get cancelled, we'll get an equation for average DC load voltage is VDC is equals to Vm by pi. So this is a DC load voltage we are going to get in the half-wave rectifier circuit. So we got IDC is Im by pi, VDC is Vm by pi. So now if we further proceed with another parameter calculation, so here we'll go for calculating the IRMS. So IRMS means root means square value of current. It will be used for AC element. What is a AC element? Now we can observe, if you go with the formula, IRMS is equals to square root of 1 by 2 pi integration 0 to 2 pi IL square d omega t. Now we know that what is IL value? IL value is nothing but Im sin omega t. So that value is substituted. IL square is replaced by Im sin omega t whole square. Now if I further proceed, so now what happens? Im square, it will be expanded like this. Im square sin square omega t d omega t. So after that, we know that one formula for sin omega t, that is nothing but sin square theta is nothing but 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. This is a formula. So by using this formula, we are going to replace. So this sin square omega t by in the form of this formula. Now here you can observe what happens. I will take this Im square to outside of integration. Then we'll get an expression like Im square divided by 2 pi integration 0 to 2 pi. Now sin square theta is nothing but 1 minus cos theta 2 no divided by 2. So here what is a theta? Theta is nothing but omega t. So that's why you will get an equation like 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 d omega t, multiply with that. Now if I further simplify this expression, so here you can observe, so I will take this 2 also outside the integration because this is a constant. Once I take outside, what will get? Im square divided by 4 pi because 2 pi is multiplied with 2. So then it will become 4 pi. Now here once again I am splitting the limit. So because there is a current during the 0 to pi time period, and after that there is no current from pi to 2 pi. So here you can observe first limit is 0 to pi. So 1 minus cos 2 omega t into d omega t. And after that, so here another limit is pi to 2 pi 1 minus cos 2 omega t. Now we can observe here there is no current. There is no current means it will be considered as 0. So this part will be considered as 0. Now if you further proceed, then another reason here you can observe, if you substitute the pi value, if you substitute the 2 pi value, so we'll get 0 term only. So now we can observe, so if we proceed with further simplification of this equation. So now here you can observe. So I left with this term. So that is 1 minus cos 2 omega t. So we know that integration of cos 2 theta is nothing but sin 2 theta divided by 2. Now here what happens? So if we go with the integration of 1 is nothing but theta. So and so actually this is omega t, and next is sin 2 omega t divided by 2. The limit is 0 to pi. So after that, here what happens? I am substituting the value 0 to pi. Okay, once we substitute the pi, so here minus sin 2 omega t divided by 2, here the limit is 0 to pi. So here we'll get pi minus 0. And here what happens? Sin 2 pi, if I substitute the pi value, this term will be 0. Because sin 360, 118 into 2. Okay, 360 value is 0. That's why this term will become 0. Similarly, sin 0 value is 0. This term also becomes 0. Then what is the expression we'll get? Im square divided by 4 pi multiply with pi. Now pi and pi will get cancelled. We left with the term square root of Im square divided by 4. So if I take the square root on this expression, so we'll get an expression IRMS is equals to Im by 2. So this is a formula used in the calculation of efficiency of rectifier circuits. So now we got IRMS value is Im by 2. Now if we proceed with the further another parameter with respect to half-wave rectifiers. So another parameter is something called as VRMS. So VRMS, or we can call it as a RMS value of load voltage. So we know that V is equals to I into R. So here RMS, VRMS, IRMS into RL. So what is the IRMS we obtained? IRMS we obtained is Im by 2. This formula, previous equation we use, and we substituted. IRMS is replaced by Im by 2 and it is multiplied with RL. Then now what is Im? Im is nothing but Vm by RL. If I substitute Im replaced by Vm by RL, then RL and RL get cancelled. Then we'll get VRMS is equals to Vm by 2. So this is a formula for VRMS. So we come to know that VRMS is nothing but Vm by 2. IRMS is nothing but Im by 2. So now we'll proceed with calculating something powers, because when you want to calculate the efficiency, we need DC power and AC power. So that's why we will go for calculating the DC output power. So now we can observe here DC output power. We know that power is nothing but, we have a formula, P is nothing but V into I. So this is a one basic formula. So another basic formula, I don't know voltage, but I know current and resistor, means we are going to replace V by V is nothing but I into R now. So I into R, then another term is I will be remains. Then I R I, that's why it will become power is nothing but I square R. So power value is I square by R. So this formula is used here in this equation. So now I want to calculate DC power. That's why PDC is equals to IDC square into RL. Now we can observe what is the IDC value. IDC value in the previous equation we got Im by pi, that will be substituted. So IDC is replaced by Im by pi whole square into RL. Now what happens? Im squared by pi square RL. So what is Im? Im is nothing but Vm by RL. So here this Im value will be substituted. So Im is nothing but Vm by RL whole square. Then we have 1 divided by pi square into RL. Now we can observe, if we expand this, what we will get? Vm square divided by RL square into pi square into RL. Now RL and this square will get cancelled. So now what expression will get? Vm by pi whole square divided by multiply by 1 by RL. So this is a formula for DC output power. So PDC is equals to Vm by pi whole square multiply by 1 by RL. Similarly, I need to calculate the AC power. So now we can observe AC output power is given by PAC. PAC is nothing but IRMS square into RL. Now what is the value equation for IRMS we obtain? That is nothing but Im by 2. So that value is substituted. So if you substitute Im by 2 whole square into RL, this is a formula for PDC. Now if I have a PDC as well as PAC, then we can calculate the efficiency of a rectifier circuit. So next step will be the calculating the efficiency and ripple factors. So now we can observe here you can observe the rectification efficiency. So rectification efficiency means, so what is the meaning of this rectification efficiency? How much AC supply is going to convert it into DC power supply? So we know that if you take this is a rectifier circuit. So the input we are providing is the AC power supply. Input is AC. And output we are getting is DC power supply. We expected is DC power supply. So if you want to know how much AC is going to convert it into DC, so that will be indicated by rectification efficiency. See now, for example, if I take you are written an exam for 100 marks. So if you got 100 out of 100 means your efficiency is 100%. Out of 100 marks, if you got 90 marks means 90%. Similarly, if you provided a AC power supply, how much DC power supply it is going to generated by rectifier. So that will be indicated by rectification efficiency. Now, if I want to calculate this rectification efficiency, so what formula we are going to use? Efficiency is given by eta is nothing but DC output power divided by AC input power. So just now we calculated these parameters only. So the rectification efficiency is the ratio of output DC power to the input AC power. Now this is nothing but PDC divided by PAC. Now we know that what is the formula for PDC? PDC is nothing but Im square pi divided by Im square divided by pi square into RL. Similarly, PAC is nothing but Im square divided by 4 into RL. So now here what happens? RL and RL get cancelled and Im square will get cancelled. Then we left with 1 by pi square divided by 1 by 4. Now if we expand this term, we'll get like this 1 by pi square multiply with 4. So this is nothing but 4 by pi square. So now if you observe, so this value is nothing but 4 by pi square. So if you simplify 4 by pi square, so we'll get an answer like efficiency, rectification efficiency, eta is nothing but 0.406. So the efficiency of a half-wave rectifier is only 0.406. That is nothing but 40.6%. What this indicates, half-wave rectifier maximum 40.6% of AC power supply get converted into DC. So that means the remaining is AC only. So we, in this half-wave rectifier, only the 40.6% of DC power supply we are going to get output. But the remaining, whatever the 59.4%, still it is a AC. That's why we'll call Half wave rectifier output is a pulsating DC. So I think now I'll stop